Welcome to another episode of the Creative Mastermind Podcast.
What up, what up, what up?
Fire Podcast. We are here another week, the 12th episode. I can't believe it's 12 already.
12.
Wow, that's crazy.
On some Brady. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just like Brady. Yeah. So welcome to another episode. We are so happy to have you guys here, tuned in with us. You already know we got Sean Brees in the house. You also got
Cast 3, what's good, what's good?
Yeah, and we're here to bring you that fire content that will help motivate you, that will help inspire you.
Stimulate your minds.
Make you more intelligent. And
go get it.
For sure, and all that jazz. And you know how we do. We start out with first our weekend review, and then we go into our topic, which is fear, facing fear, and using faith to face your fears. And so it's like a double-edged type of subject where we'll talk about fear and then the importance of having faith to overcome those fears. And so
straight up,
let's go ahead and get into the week in review. And I'll go ahead and start first. I'm not going to defer to Kaz like I usually do.
I'll ready to catch
first.
it. But okay,
I know. I'll start first because I always like defer. So, all right. So my week has been a interesting week, a great week, I would say for sure. Like I've been talking about before, the wedding is coming up, so it's like crunch time. It's like less than 3 weeks, almost 2 weeks now to the wedding. So it's getting super duper hectic. So I have to make sure that people are, make sure that people are RSVPing, so we have the proper head count, so we know how much food we would need to have and all that different stuff.
Yeah,
all that fun stuff. And so been working on getting that solidified. Also I've been doing some reading as well. I've been reading this book, A Message to the Black Man by Elijah Muhammad, a very powerful book that has me feeling super duper fearless as a black man. So I will really encourage that if you're a black man or person, anybody in general, maybe people can learn something from it if you read it. But it's a very good book. So I've been on that edge. What else I've been doing? Went to the State Fair, of course. State Fair, Texas is a big thing in Texas.
Yeah.
A lot of fried food, a lot of bad food for your body that will have you for sure having diabetes. In a matter of 2 weeks after eating that food. It's kind of crazy. So went there with my fiance yesterday, and that was pretty cool. I need to stop dating the shows. But I went there with my fiance, and we had a good time. Just walked around, ate some food. I ate like a corn dog and some fries. She had like a turkey leg and some of my fries. And then we had some ice cream, some Dippin' Dots. Dippin' Dots supposed to be the ice cream of the future, but yeah, that was like a long time ago. But anyway, so I had that. And then had like this crazy ass experience on this ride called the Beast. It's like a knockoff. Well, it's like, I'm not sure how to even describe the ride, but the name Beast is hilarious because like if you look at the painting of like the Beast, it's basically the Hulk. So they have these knockoff Marvel characters behind. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to even explain. But anyway,
is that the one that spins around like you go up in the air? And it spins. Yeah.
And so at first it started out. Fun, like, oh yeah, turn up, I'm on the ride. It's crazy. But then got to a point like, hey, this not supposed to be happening on this ride at the State Fair. I don't know about this joint. Like, hey, I had to sit my old ass down for a little bit to catch my wind. That's how you know I'm getting old. but anyway, and what else? I'll say that's about it. If I think about something else, I'll just hop on. So go ahead, Cass. Talk about your week, what went down with you and everything.
Of course, spending time with the fam, making sure home was good, and from there, we actually collabed. You sent me over some melodies and stuff to a dope beat. I laid the drums down and sent that back to you, and so worked on that. Some DJing, introduced my boys to what is it called? Kickball.
Oh, really?
We were out in the backyard. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So been doing that for the past couple of days. Tagging them with the ball, beaming them with it as well.
Hilarious.
Nah, I was just
hey, toughen up.
Yeah,
Hey, don't cry.
But from there, man, yeah, just staying creative, getting my mind right. Keeping my mind on the growth mindset and improving, and all of that, man. And making sure home was good. That's pretty much for me, man.
Cool. When you said that you worked on that beat, it made me think about the fact that also did some music production as well.
Yeah.
Worked on some lo-fi stuff. And so I've been inspired by this guy named Stolen Drums. He's on Spotify. He makes pretty good beats, and so just listening to his work inspired me to create some lo-fi beats myself. Only made one so far. However, it sounds pretty good. I let Cass listen to it before the podcast. He said it was pretty dope. you know,
Straight up.
and I appreciate that. And so, yeah. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and hop into the subjects right now.
Yeah.
It's like a crazy ass transition, but it is what it is.
Swerve.
Yeah. So, our subject, fear. Fear. We're gonna start with that first. What inspired this subject was the book, "The Message to the Black Man" by Elijah Muhammad, and in it he speaks to he speaks a lot about like not being fearful and just making sure that you create your own opportunities and that you don't necessarily have to depend on other people to give you opportunities. Like just go out and approach the world fearless and attack it with much strength and much, I guess, vigor. I'm trying to find the right words. Hopefully I am. But point is just go at life, man. Like, life is short. You don't have much time on this earth. You can go like at any time. And so it's best to live your life fearless and as fearless as possible. I'm not saying, of course, you want to be cautious against like danger. Danger is real. However, fear is not. Fear is in a lot of ways just all mental, mostly mental, I would say. Right. So yeah, Cass, how you feel about fear and overcoming fear?
Yeah, and it's like, I always go back to the positive and negative in life, and fear would be on that negative side.
Yeah.
And it's all about how you look at things. And, if you accept that it's like the critic and that negative voice or, however a situation comes at you, and you take that negative outlook on it and don't veer to the positive side or the solution, and you get stuck in that's when you're kind of bound to that, and there's really no way to get out of that until you are pulled out or that you take another avenue of thinking or inspired another way to get out of that way of thinking. Because it all really comes down to your mindset and what you are giving place to.
True.
Or, and where you're dwelling. And you want to dwell more on the positive side, the more
That's
faith
true.
side. We'll get more into the faith, but it's that positive and negative, The positive side would be the faith side, where, that you have a wide range, a infinite way, or infinite, what's the word I'm looking for? Infinite possibility was the word I'm looking for. Infinite possibility of things that could come, solutions and all that. But if you're stuck in the negative, the fearful, where you've already played it out in your mind that it's going to happen this way. This is something that hasn't even happened yet. And you're fearful of it, and you played it out in your mind, and those type of thoughts are going to come. But if you give place to it and dwell there instead of moving on and pulling yourself out of that and into the positive light and into your faith, that's when negative things will happen. That's when it can manifest, or something worse could happen. Being that it's also like the placebo and no placebo that I had brought up a couple of episodes back. It's real, the power of the mind and thinking and the state of mind that you allow yourself to be in. And it's very important to master yourself. Take time to go and look within.
Know thyself.
For sure.
Know thyself.
That improve thyself as well.
That's true.
That's one thing that I've been writing down is improve thyself.
Ooh, that's fire. It's kind of funny because even in that book that I mentioned earlier, The Message to the Black Man, he said that like that's important that you know thyself, and that I feel like that's what I've been doing for the past few months. Like I really had a good amount of time to figure out what I like and what I don't like, and what pushes my button, what doesn't push my buttons. Also, I learned how fear affects me, and I learned that what things I can do to overcome my fear. I learned that like a lot of times you just push past it, and the more times that you push past your fears, it almost become a habit where when some bit of fear comes up, you just like, all right, whatever. It's like, okay, it's BS. It's just like the critic that you speak about a lot. How like you have these critics just come in your mind and say like, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that, or if you do this, this may happen. And a lot of times it's kind of crazy that we don't ever think about the positive enough. Like you said, we always think about the negative. We always think about what bad things can happen, but we never think about, all right, what if okay, I played the lotto. Okay, that's a bad example. Maybe I can come up with a better example later. Yeah, that might be a trash example. For real.
Hold to that.
Yeah. Scrappy, beat that one. So no, but point is like, try not to just get into like the mode of where you just think, all right, it's gonna end bad. Like, hey, it can end well too. Like you can do an opportunity or get an opportunity, and that can lead to like many more opportunities. Like I stated before in the previous podcast about how I went to do this service for a young lady, and that led to like 3 different opportunities, whatever. And instead of like me thinking like, oh, if I do this opportunity for this, or if I do this thing for this lady, then she's just gonna get these free pictures and she's not gonna do anything for me or whatever. I didn't think like that. I just thought about like, well, let me do this good gesture and we'll see what happens. And a lot of things happen from it. Like a lot of good things happen from that.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't let fear impede you. Like fear, like I stated before, is mainly mental. And you need to learn a ways to push past it. Because a lot of times, if you get into a habit of actually pushing past your fears, like you end up eventually becoming fearless, damn near, I would say. And so
yeah, and to the point that you said, that you the point of knowing yourself, knowing thyself, and you taking the time to reflect and notice how you reacted to fear and all that. So with that, the only way a person can do that is if you self-evaluate and you look within.
Yep.
You're not really gonna be able to, take note of that and all that with just being extrovert or the things you're doing on the, being more on the outside and just acting. But you're gonna have to take a look within and take time to reflect inside. You're gonna have to, meditate, get to yourself, get alone, and take time to really reflect and take note of how you react to certain things, how it makes you feel, and how you can make that work for you, how you can turn it around, how you can benefit,
true.
Benefit from it.
That's excellent that you said that you know how to, in a way, finesse yourself. Like, for instance, I know, like, all right, I know I say this all the time, but all right, if I wake up in a bad, terrible mood, I know that immediately I can just go to the gym, and then 9 times out of 10 minutes on the treadmill, now I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling very amped and pumped. My blood is going, and I'm ready. I could be ready at that point to take on the day, but of course I do more at the gym. Like, okay, if I feel like a little bit bogged down or something, I'm trying to get the idea out and it's not coming out how I want to, I step away and go outside and listen to the wind and listen to the trees. I go play with my dog outside and go wrestle with her, and because she's like a little tom girl, a tomboy, yeah. And do that. Or let's say, okay, it's not well, okay, I say like maybe a couple of days ago or whatever. I knew that it was at a certain point where I felt like I was just like my head was just too clouded and that I needed to get out. So like, all right, hey wifey, let's go to the mall. Let's go to the mall right quick. Let's walk around. Let's be around people. Let's soak up energy, whatever. And so it's like it's very essential that you know thyself and that you know what things affect you, how things affect you, and you can maneuver and approach life in a very masterful way if you understand yourself. And so that's super duper key.
Yeah, I got one thing on that, bro. That's like that's where a lot of things are prescribed, like with pills and drugs and all that. But he just showed you ways right there that you can pull yourself out of these negative situations or these negative mindsets, depression and certain things that you can actually, with your mind and your actions and all that, do things that will take you out of that place, out of that negative place and all that. Yeah. And there's no need for prescription. There's no need for pills and all that for a lot of things. For some there are, sure, you know what I'm saying? But I would research and try to find a way to do it within yourself before I would take any medications or anything, because a lot of those, they take you to another place, a whole other place, your spirit and your thinking and all that, because they have side effects and certain other things. So, it's, I'm not uppercutting the pharmaceutical.
You know,
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm not trying to knock it out, but
Yeah.
I am. No, but I'm saying,
No,
like,
it's a good point, man. That's a good
it's the
point.
truth, though. I mean, you know, it's knowing thyself and all that will eliminate a lot of doctor visits or a lot of other things that may not be necessary. So, you know, that's the plus of taking the time to spend some time with yourself and learning the
Yeah.
things and it's experimenting as well. You know, figure out what works for you.
That's
but
true.
Don't just start putting stuff into your body because somebody else says it. And
just
they
make
may
you
not
feel
even
better.
Yeah, and they may
Yeah.
not even know, you know, what that
don't
would
know.
do to you because everybody's different. You know.
No,
So,
they don't know at all. And yeah, you definitely it's definitely wise to be smart and take time for yourself and be by yourself and be isolated at some points, I would say, and really figure out like what brings joy to you and all these different ways, so you can really know yourself, so you can really, whenever obstacles come your way, you know how to better maneuver, because you know, like, all right, if I do this, if I can, all right, if I go outside and get into my better mode, now I can maybe approach or handle this situation a little bit better. Like, yeah, it's just very essential to know thyself, for sure.
Most
But
definitely.
yeah, but back to the fear subject in general. But yeah, like with fear, it just it's super duper essential to not allow it to impede you, not allow it to impede your growth. On the other side of fear is where life is. And I really hope that people understand that. And I think people really need to understand that you need to really run towards your fear. And I think that's where the beauty of life is. I think Will Smith really proves that point a lot, because he speaks about like fear and overcoming fear. And it's kind of like interesting, like you see his vlogs about like what things that he's fearful of. He was fearful one time when he went to the Grand Canyon with his family to go by the edge of Grand Canyon, because I guess he was scared that he was going to fall off. And so he carried that fear with him for a long time, and to the point where just recently on his 50th birthday, he decided to do like a hella bungee in like the Grand Canyon, which is crazy as hell. Like, this guy is 50 years old. He's worth so many different millions or whatever, but he's like, I'm gonna do this thing and live life and overcome this fear at this age, whatever. So I guess you can take from that there's no age limit to you overcoming your fears. Like, you can have a fear that been like living with you for years. Like, the best thing for you to do is to face that fear and overcome it, and then live on with life. So.
And I got a question for y'all. Do you think that he is a better person now that he did that? Now that he faced that fear and did that bungee jump and survived and is over on this side of where he was? Or do you think he was a better person when he was holding that fear that was weighing him down? So, that's just something to think about. Personally, I think he's a better person from him. And he could face fear, another obstacle, much not easier, but yeah,
I would say it is definitely easier, because once you overcome that obstacle, you're like, okay, that wasn't bad, and well, let me go try this. Let me go try. I don't know what other dangerous things you can do.
He has that to look back on.
Yeah,
though.
but
like,
he does.
He did it. He completed it. He finished it.
Absolutely.
He succeeded. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
So let's go ahead and transition to the importance of having faith to overcome your fear. And this part was brought on or inspired by Logic's album, Young Sinatra 4. The last track, he talked about his story about how basically he was living with his friend. He was on his couch. And he was like, hey, man, just give me 1 year. Like, I know you want me to get a job, but just give me 1 year to get this wraps up the pop. And if not, then I just go ahead and blend in into society and just be a regular Joe or whatever. And so basically he put faith in himself for that, all right, within 1 year, I will make things pop. And then he said, like, almost a year to that date, he got signed to a deal. He was able to move out to LA and then, record his first album, Under Pressure, which did pretty well. But his next album, The Incredible True Story, did even better. And that kind of really launched him into like the level that he's at right now. And so that's what inspired it. But from that, I took that, it's essential to have faith. And faith in not only that your plan or your idea will work out, but faith in yourself that you will actually execute it. And so I think that's very key and essential. Like that's where the power is at, where you can look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, you can do it. You can do it no matter what people say, however people are talking about you, or how the landscape looks at this current moment. If you believe in yourself and have faith in yourself, you can do anything. That's
for
true.
sure.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's for sure. And and I don't know if I've ever said it much on the podcast or whatever, but faith in God, that's my foundation. So, everything that
That's
I say
true.
and we talk about and all that, that's from when it comes from me, that's that's the foundation for my family, and all that I do is my faith in God. And I believe, that fear, going back to that real quick, is the opposite of that, and it's not from the Creator. It's not from life.
That's true.
It's from death. It brings about death. It brings about being scared, being timid, not going forward and succeeding and executing and getting the job done. Thinking about it and what could happen in a negative light stops a person from achieving what they can and reaching greatness as they should. I was watching an interview with Andre Ward, one of my favorite fighters, boxers, and he was going over, that pretty much the same thing, the trials and tribulations, the things that he encountered before reaching the professional level, and it's you got to have that foundation, you got to have faith to overcome and to reach that peak and the goal that you have, and whatever your faith may be. I was just telling you what mine is. I don't have anything against anybody and what they believe, but you should believe in something and have faith in something to continue forward, something bigger than yourself. Because if it's just about yourself, when when adversity comes or whatnot, and you need that extra oomph, when you need that that uplifting and all that, just relying on yourself and all that will make it very difficult. Some people, hey, they might do that and might testify that that's fine, that they can do that, but you need that extra, that faith, that foundation to push you through. And it's like that umbrella of faith, being under that. When you're in that, I have no fear of anything because of my faith. And that's what Andre Ward was going into. Like, he was talking about, like, think about this, like, before the fights and stuff, they tell them, like, they're watching the fights before, they have an hour till they go out there. They're watching other fights. Then it's a countdown. They come in, they're like, hey, you got 30 minutes to walk out. And then you got 10 minutes to walk out. You got 5 minutes, and it gets down to, like, you got 2 minutes to walk out. And, all of that training and all that, it all is coming down, and now you realize that go time is now.
Yeah.
Like, they've been training for 3 months or whatever.
Yeah.
Go time is now. Like, that pressure and all that on you. I mean.
And that, honestly, it's crazy. Like, that's what I love about what I'm doing right now. The fact that I'm basically giving myself a year to a certain degree. I try to give myself like 6 months, but in summary, like, how much cash I have stacked up, like, allotted, is really for a year. Of course, don't need to know about my finances, but I'm good. I'm not gonna be homeless within the year. But I'm saying I got my stuff set up.
Blessed,
like, all right,
you
a year.
blessed.
I'm blessed to be blessed to have like, enough time. Like, all right, let me give me a year, and then let me make this pop. And so, the first few months of like me making this transition from work, corporate America to like entrepreneurship, it was scary as hell because I didn't have a clue what the hell I wanted to do. Like, I know I love photography, I know I love music production, but I didn't know, like, all right, how am I going to get money in like that? Like, because like with photography, it's relatively easy to get money. Like, I can start shooting people weddings, doing videos for other people, but it's like that's kind of me going back to working for other people or doing things to the pleasure of other people, which I honestly don't care to do like that. Honestly, I would rather like create things and then have people enjoy it rather than me create something for somebody than let them be the judge, jury, and executioner as to like what something is good, if something is good or not. And so that's kind of like that's not good for me in my spirit. And so or maybe my ego, I don't know. But anyway, I was like extremely fearful because I was like basically in this haze where like where I'm gonna go with life. Like, and plus like money is trickling down, day by day. What the hell am I going to do? But then I just got to a point where it's like, all right, let me just like start doing what I love, and I start doing what I love, and like, all right, I just love music, I love exercising, I love I love photography still. I love doing video. I love doing this podcast. It's like the greatest thing ever. And this podcast was like really the genesis of me getting back into my hardcore work ethic, which is great. And so like from that, I just slowly start to evolve into a point where I'm like, all right, things became more clear as to what I want to do. I know I want to do music production. And as things became clear, I started to reduce fear. And then I started to have more faith. And then now I'm like at a mode where it's like, I'm a cuss. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make this PG-13. I'm so sorry. But I was like, man, fuck it. Like, it's all or nothing. Let's go.
Fearless.
Let's go. Fearless, fully fear. Like, I got my full faith in God. Full faith in God. 100%. That means like no man, no human, no thing, no object, whatever, can put fear in me. I got my full faith in God, because I know God will make things work out in my favor.
Amen.
And as long as I stay,
let them know.
As long as I stay righteous in my actions and in my mindset and my mentality, as long as I stay righteous, God will make a way. And so that's what mode I am in now. And so with that, that's power. Now I feel power. Now I know I can like, all right, all these little things, I'm not worried about money coming down. I know I'm going to be blessed when it's time for me to be blessed. I know God will bless me when it's time for me to be blessed.
Right.
And so, a lot of people don't really understand that. I know I'm about to get preachy in this mud, but a lot of people don't understand that God will only bless you when you're ready to be blessed, not when you want to be blessed. A lot of people think like He's going to come on your time. That's not how it works, fam. He come when you're ready, mentally, spiritually, physically, partially. I don't know about that, but at least mentally, spiritually for sure. Spiritually for sure, he'll bless you when you're ready. And so with that, I know that's going to come. So with that, my fear has like really been eradicated. Like, all right, let's go, do or die. Like, it's going to happen. I know
you got that foundation.
Yeah,
man.
I got that foundation, and I'm gonna push through no matter what. And so, I just went on a good little gospel tangent.
Hey, let them know, man. That's
for sure.
That's the reason why we're doing this, to let you know where we're coming from, what we're experiencing, where we are right now, and hopefully it can help. Anybody out there that
for sure,
is tuned in, or that it could touch.
Yeah, for sure.
And another thing, man, like it came to my mind when you were talking was I watched a Rob Dyrdek interview with this cat Ed Mitel or something. It was a really good interview, and he said something that really like struck a nerve with me. He said, you want to do the thing that gives you the most energy.
True.
And that's your purpose, or where you're blessed, and that thing where you have so much energy and you feel fulfilled doing it. That thing right there is where your purpose is where you should spend so much time in perfecting it and honing that craft, whatever it may be. But where you have the most energy and the most life, where you're the most lively when you're doing something. Because we all should be doing things where we will succeed, where we can help others, and others can see the blessing upon us, the gifts that we have. If we're not doing that, I mean, of course, we have other obligations and stuff to do, but we should all be pushing forward to do those things where we have the most energy, where we are fulfilled, and where we're able to bless others and all that. Because once they see that upon us, they can learn, they can be blessed from that.
True.
We can help them out. You know what I'm saying? So
true. It's very interesting, because it's like I guess I can speak for myself about how I feel like me helping myself become better, me helping myself like become stronger in each and every way. I can see the effect of it like on my fiance, how she's now approaching life with a little bit more vigor, a little bit more, I guess, at least she knows that she's going towards a certain direction. Like, she knows where she want to go. Like, and I think she kind of sees that from me figuring my life out and figuring out my ways of how I want to approach life. But I just want to add on to the
you the head, man. You the head of the household.
True. Yeah. And the thing is, I had to step into that role. Like, I would say beforehand, like when I was on my job, I wasn't like, of course I was like, society wise, I'm a man in the household, I'm the head of the household, whatever. Yeah. But I didn't really feel that way, But now after like feeling like I'm taking my life into my own hands, and I'm creating the life that I want to create, and that I really feel like, all right, yeah, I am the man of the household. I have to make sure that everything is locked down. I mean, everything is good to go, family wise. Make sure that my fiance is good to go at all times. Like one of the reasons that we dipped out to the mall, like I said in the previous story, earlier story, was because I saw her. I saw her watching TV, and she was kind of like zoning out. She was like, I'm not sure you've seen like somebody in like a zombie mode when they watch TV. I'm like, all right, baby, no, baby, no. Turn this off. Yeah. Let's go to the mall. Let's get some rolling ice cream or something. Let's do something, whatever. And that's what a head of the household would do. Like head of the household would make sure that the mood and the energy in the household is good to go and solidified. And so like
that's dope, man.
Yeah, and I pride myself off of that, like because having the household straight and good to go. But we got on a good divergent. But faith.
Yeah.
All that, really in summary, it's like me evolving to the person that I am today is definitely due to faith, and my faith, of course, in the Most High God, and my faith in my ability to be the man that I want to be, the man that I want to evolve into. And so I'll say to you, the listener, that, hey, you got to have faith in yourself. You got to have belief in yourself. You got to have enough faith to overcome all your fears. You got to have enough faith to not allow anything to impede where you want to take your life. Because this is you have your life. We can say that you have one life, as much as we know about the world that we're in, and you have the right as a human being living a life experience to fulfill your dreams, to go out there and live your best life and be happy and be at peace. And that's really what you really want. You really want peace. And so it's okay to be selfish at a time where you want to find peace for yourself, but hey, you gotta find your peace, man, and have faith and belief in yourself to live your life to the fullest, or achieve what you want to achieve in life. So
for sure, man, and take control of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Forget the hamster wheel and all that. Sit down and evaluate and really think about what you, man.
Yeah, go ahead. You about to go off. Cash about to go off. You about to go off. Go off. You about to go off. He's on fire. He about to go off. I want to throw you off. I can sit on. Oh shit. Maybe I'm about to hush up. I'm about to dip back.
I thought of the Ultimate Warrior. You remember?
Really? Oh, what? Like the
when he would grab the rope.
Oh yeah. Hilarious. Oh, that's a throwback. That was terrible.
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior. When he come out there, he was a little juiced. He might have been.
Yeah, RP to the Ultimate Warrior. RP to that guy. Hey.
But yeah, man, it was like, hey. It was like, man, a lot of people, like I was saying, self-evaluate. Yeah. A lot of people don't even realize what they want or what will make them happy truly. Yeah. Like they see the things on TV, or they're around certain people, the 5 people they're around, and they're influencing them, and they want to be happy because they see them doing certain things or whatever. But the question is, what will make you happy? You need to sit down and really think about it. If you got to sit in the dark, man, in the mornings like this morning, I came into the room, turned all the lights down, got on my face, laid down on the ground, put my arms like this, and just prayed, talked to God, and got that peace, that state of mind where nothing was in the way. It was just me and him. I was talking to him, and after that, started the day and handle business. You know what I'm saying? So you need to get somewhere quiet and figure out, really think about it. What will make you happy? And that's a scary thing. Yeah. Because we're influenced by so many different things and all that, like to really get down to it. But it takes that to really know who you are, as a person and deep within. And it starts there, and then you can go chase that. Then you can achieve that. Then you can grab that and go after it like a lion does its food to take back to its cubs. You know what I'm saying? Like
hey, I'm about to get that.
That's how you gotta chase it, like a lion, a lion after a gazelle. Yeah, it's not gonna be defeated. It's gonna get that meal.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna get that. Nah, man. I didn't want to add to it because you just said you're super duper fire. I'm just gonna say amen, and we're gonna leave it at that. I might add this little thing about
get him.
I just in general, people do not understand like the amount of influence like you are receiving or how you being influenced like throughout your day. Like the fact that you have to go to work and listen to the man tell you to do dumb thing that you already think is stupid, but they want you to do it anyway, and like how that puts you in a bad mood, and then you up here in a bad mood, and like, all right, let me go get this Snicker and Dr. Pepper, and so I can feel a little bit better, get this sugar rush, and then you start to crash at 3 o'clock, and then you feeling terrible. Then you end up going home, and then you think you're mad at your fiance, but you're really mad at work. But you try to take it out on your on your family and stuff like that. Like people don't understand the amount of influence like they are receiving throughout the day to day, and like the fact that people are also constantly comparing themselves to other people, and all these different things. Like, and so I say all this doom and gloom stuff to preach a point that, hey, it's okay to just like Cass said, go into your spot, go into your spaces where you're by yourself, where you're isolated, where I would hope that people will be able to do this for like a great extended amount of time. Maybe like I would say like for me, it took me a few months to shake off the work stuff, like to shake off the work energy. Mm-hmm. It took me a few months to kind of really get to myself and be like, all right, this is who I am, and this is who I am, and I'm gonna stand on it more so. Like this is who I am, and if you don't like it, F it, whatever. Hey man, that's your life, whatever. I don't care. Because we're constantly influenced, and I think a lot of people in this society has high amounts of anxiety that is just devastating them. And so I'm not just got doom and gloom for what she just said, but I'm just saying, just the key thing is like it's okay to isolate yourself and get your mind right and just figure out what works best for you and what makes you happy. That's the most important thing ever. Because once you're happy, then you will be able to help others and influence others and help others be happy as well. But you got to make sure yourself is good to go from the jump. Take care of yourself. It's okay.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Just spit that fire, man. Spit that fire. All right. 38 minutes in, man. So this has been the Creative Masterminds podcast.
Yeah,
we talked about faith and fear and and a load of other stuff that is that we believe will be valuable to you guys.
We gave you a little bit.
For sure. We gave you some fire. We gave you guys some fire. So, Cass, go ahead and tell them where they can find you and Instagrams and stuff like that.
Instagram, you can reach me at CAS_THREE, and the Boxing Bell, IG, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. Got some good fights coming up this weekend, so I'll be updating all that jazz. Appreciate you guys out there.
Dope. You can find me on Instagram, Sean Breeze. You can find me on Twitter, OG Sean Breeze. Also Facebook, OG Sean Breeze. You can find me on SoundCloud, Sean Breeze. Spotify now, Sean Breeze.
Dope.
Got the three track album out called 1,000 Hours. It's on Spotify. Check it out. And also Apple Music. Stream it. Pandora too.
I gotta check. You didn't even tell me that.
No, yeah, I know. I've been in the cut work. I've been working in the cut.
That's lovely. Yeah. You got to get it done, man.
Appreciate it. I've been working in the cut, and so that's on Spotify. Check me out on there. Creative Masterminds on Instagram. Creative Masterminds on Facebook.
Strong.
Creative Masterminds on YouTube.
Impeccable.
iTunes. The Creative Masterminds. Everything.
Hardy.
So make sure you guys just check it out. Let us know what you think. We really do appreciate you guys commenting in our Instagrams and telling us you loving our content. We really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
This has been the 12th episode of the Creative Masterminds podcast, and we're out, man. Peace.
Yeah. Create more, destroy less, improve thyself.
Yeah. Peace.
Holla.